So a quick introduction for those of you who are new to me, and I think all of you are. I see a few people on here. I think most of you guys are here now. So my name is Medini. I'm the Homesnap residential product trainer here for the West Coast. I've been a realtor just like you guys. I was at Keller Williams in Cupertino in California. I was also their director of agent services, a tech trainer, and right now I'm a published author of a small children's book on Amazon. So that's a little bit about me, but I really do love the business of real estate. We've been in real estate for a while, and my husband's a real estate agent. So being on that side, having trained agents too, I really am very passionate about training, about inspiring agents like you, having known the business. And so my goal today is to make sure to get you the information that you need in order to succeed, starting to use the app first and then maybe in your business. So hopefully you get a few tips from me and then you are able to use the app to the level that you can just kind of get started. A quick note, I will be sending you an agent quick start guide that we sent via email after the webinar has ended. That is going to be a 21-page quick start guide. I do like it. It's in the PDF format. Definitely download it because some of the things that I show you, you might not remember everything, and it has all of that in picture form. So I do love that. If you have any questions, just like Rachel said, hello there. You can definitely put it in the chat. I have it open. It's all there for you to use. So please, let's go ahead and put those questions there. Let's leave the questions to the features and benefits of Homesnap Pro, because if you have any technical questions, I know some of you may be new to the app, about logging in, or something in the app is not working, something is not showing correctly, I would request you to please connect with our support team at 800-431-5509 or support@homesnap.com. And again, I am going to be sending you an email after the webinar that is going to have all that information. So if you're taking down notes, you don't have to take down the number. I'm going to send that to you in the email. Now, for those of you who are brand new to Homesnap, what I suggest is that just watch and learn during the webinar, because it's really all about seeing what I'm doing and then mimicking that, once you come to the other classes, because this is really an all-in-one class, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and share what the app is about. So many of you have been using Homesnap. They're like thinking, what is this Homesnap all about? You can search for homes and things like that, but really, what is it? So basically, Homesnap Pro is an agent productivity and collaboration tool so that you can operate your real estate business, you can collaborate with your clients, and then most importantly, you can carry your MLS with you. Right? Because if you don't know, you can literally take your MLS and then just start using it, within the app. You don't have to sign into your MLS. Now, second, you get up-to-date MLS information in a user-friendly format. So that it is so quick because it is connected with your MLS. If a home goes pending on the MLS, it is immediately reflected on the Homesnap app. So that's why I said it is the MLS on the go. Now, thirdly, it is the perfect intersection of MLS data and marketing. So what does that mean? So there are some marketing things inside of the app that are completely free. And my goal today is to show you everything that is free for you to use. Because you have it from your MLS, you are privy to a lot of the marketing tools, a lot of the tools that are built in for even prospecting and lead gen. And that's really important. And that is a couple of things that I am going to show you today on the app. It is agent-centered collaboration between clients and colleagues. So really, you are getting the best of the messaging features, etc. So now, remember one thing though, your clients will also be using Homesnap. But notice I said Homesnap and not Homesnap Pro. Your clients are going to be downloading the same exact app from the App Store or the Google Play Store. They're going to start using it to search homes, favorite their homes, message you from within the app, right? So remember, they are using it. But remember, when you log in, you're going to log in as an agent, and therefore you'll be accessing all the pro features and the version available only to you, okay? All right, so that is Homesnap. Any questions on what is Homesnap? All right. Now, the next thing I do want to share with you, and before we begin, this is, I think, really very important, and that is how you get those pro features. Once you download the app, sign into the Homesnap app as an agent. Be sure to use your email address as it is registered with your MLS. Okay. Once you're signed in, you should see 5 tabs on the bottom. I'm going to go through these. If you look at this picture of this phone, you're going to see news, messages, homes, pro, the agents tab, and the me tab. Now, if you are not seeing any tabs, that means you are not logged in at all. So it's really easy to log in. If you are logged in and you do not see this pro agents tab, that means you're logged in as a client or a consumer. So what you need to do, maybe you created an account before you got your license or before we created a partnership with your MLS, right? In that case, you need to log out and then log back in. And I'm going to show that to you because I think it's important to know how to log out of the app if you are not seeing this particular Pro Agents tab. I'm going to tap on it. Like you can see right here, that's the tab you need to see because it has the agent only features, okay? So let's say I'm not seeing this. I'm going to go ahead and go to the Me tab on the right corner. And then once you're on the Me tab, you'll come to the Me tab, which shows your picture. It will have that background and things like that. So once you are here on the Me tab, you're going to tap on that gear icon, which is on the top left corner. Once you do that, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. You're going to log out and then log back in. Okay, so it's that easy to log out and log back in. Now, once you log out, make sure when you log back in, you'll go through your login. If you've never logged in before, you'll go through, I'm an agent, and then it's going to take you through the steps of logging in. So make sure you use those steps. It'll ask you which MLS you belong to and things like that. I am going to send you a video on how to start that up in my follow-up email. So any of you who have never been using Homesnap will get that information right away. Okay. So once you see that Pro tab, you're all set. You are ready to rock and roll and use the app. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about a couple of things. I'm going to go through two sets of information. One is Homesnap Pro for buyers agents. And then the next one is Homesnap Pro for listing agents. So we're going to do both. I never do both in one slide, but I think as a group and as something that was requested, I just want to make sure you get the full scope of the app. And that is going to really help you understand how nice it is. And then you can always come to my other classes. They are more in depth and maybe learn a little bit more into understanding how you can actually use it to save money and make, save time. That's the most important thing. So the most important thing is we're gonna learn about basic app navigation. You're gonna set up a profile, and that is important for those of you who are new in clients, which is something you must do. Then we have a search and save, and then we're going to go into client activity. Okay, so these are the few things I'm going to cover. The next thing I'm going to do is show you the basic navigation. So on the bottom, you should see news. That's the news tab right there. I'm going to tap on the messages tab. That is your messaging tab. Then this is the homes tab. This is where you're going to default to each time the app is opened. Then is your pro tab. This is all the pro, the functions that you have. And then that is the profile. Okay, that's your profile tab. Now we're going to start off at editing your profile. There are 4 things on this profile that you must do. Okay, the first thing is, there are many things actually, there's lots of things to view and see on here. The most important one is your profile picture. Okay, you're going to tap on that circle. You can either take a profile picture or upload a profile picture. And from here, you can also choose a background. So there are these certain backgrounds that we have set up. You cannot add your own background, but you can use the ones that we have. So that is number 1. Okay, once you're done that, that's great. The next thing I want to show you is this gear icon. We already went there just now. We talked about logging out, and that's where we are going to set up 3 things. One is update my info. Okay, this is where you can change your email address as well as your phone number. So that is the next thing. You got to make sure that you have that information correctly in the app. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to go back. Then we're going to update my zip codes. So you get 3 zip codes as an agent for you to actually manage all your information. So you get to choose those 3 zip codes. And again, I know that I always get this question, say, I work in many more zip codes. I know that, but you want to choose the ones that are most relevant to you, because this is going to show up in your news activity, in your news feed, etc. Okay, so that is important. That's the second thing you're going to do on the gear icon. Once you've done that, the third thing is notifications. And this is very important, because in case you start inviting clients, I always get this question, I invited some clients, I'm not seeing anything in the app. I said, did you put in your notifications on? So that is important. So if you're looking for messages, property alerts, and saved searches, you need to make sure that those are on for email as well as push notification inside of the app. So that is the third thing you're going to do. And obviously there are lots of different things that you can turn on, your notifications for new leads, new clients, etc. But that's up to you. The most important ones are right on the very top. Okay. So once you have set up your profile, you are ready to go. So that you've done your setting up the profile. The next thing we're going to do is talk about inviting your clients. Okay. We want your clients to be prompted to reach out to you every single time. Okay. First and foremost, you are creating that exclusive agent-client relationship. Okay. You remember, there's a couple of things. There's two most important things that happen when you connect with your client. One is once they connect with you, you become the point of contact on every listing they see. So as they're browsing for listings in the app, they're looking for those properties, if your name and contact info is right, you're going to make sure that you have information right there for them. Okay. Secondly, the thing that happens when you invite your clients via email, okay, is that when you invite them via email, they will actually get a newsletter from you guys. Okay, so you saying, talking about the 3 market updates, talking about market updates from the 3 zip codes that you have chosen. Okay, so that's really important. Now, this email, it goes every single week. It'll keep you top of mind when they're ready, because remember, clients are never ready when we are ready, right? We're like, okay, here's the house, we're ready. Are you ready to go? Then there's financing, there's, maybe a loss of a job or things happen in life. So, you have to be ready for when they are ready. So that's the reason you want to invite your clients. So let's learn how to invite your clients. It's very easy. Tap on the invite button. And the thing that you're going to remember is once, for the first time you do this, okay, you'll see a pop-up. It'll say, please allow Homesnap to access all your contacts. Go ahead, choose yes. Then it's going to take you through a step-by-step process. That is, I'm talking about when you tap on that invite button for the first time. Okay. Then it's going to take you through a step-by-step process, and then it's going to ask you a question saying, should we invite all? Now, I suggest that you scrub your contacts before you send an invitation to all, or just skip that step. So I always like to give that little bit of information, because once your contacts are within Homesnap, you can always choose who to send that invite to. Okay. The next thing I do want to tell you is all these ways that I'm going to show you how to invite is basically just putting an email address, connecting with that link, invitation to your imported contacts in the MLS, and sending these things, but you're not doing any of the work. Okay. Homesnap is going to send a text or an email to the client's email that you put in here. They're going to send that information. They're going to send a reminder that, hey, you have to connect with this client. So what I would suggest, it is best practice to invite yourself. So that's really important. Make sure you invite yourself using an email that is not connected to Homesnap. Okay. Now, how do you invite? It's pretty easy. You're going to, on the 2, you can put in an email address or a phone number. Now, I'm going to share with you one tip, which is in the back end, is that you cannot see the invitations that are sent in the Manage Clients tab if you send a text. Okay. But if you send an email, 2 things happen. One, not only are you going to send an email, you can also manage that particular client and resend that email again, or reminder. But you also know that they're going to get that email. every single week. Even if they don't connect, even if they haven't accepted your contact, invitation to connect, they still get that email. So that is going to be really important. And the next thing, the next way to invite is this profile link. You can actually broadcast it on Facebook and tweet it on Twitter. Okay. For my Android clients, you're going to see Facebook and other over here. There are very few differences between Android and iOS at this time. Okay. And then here you have invite imported contacts. So if you belong to the MLS, you can always invite your contacts. And then right here, as you have imported your, contacts, you're just going to be able to choose who you want to send that information to, or those invites. Again, it'll show you how many you selected. You can tap on invite to, and that's all. You're not going to Google and thinking, oh, what should I write? How should I invite them? Will this wording be nice? There's nothing of that. All you're going to do is that. And that's the reason inviting clients becomes so important and easy for our buyers agents. Okay, so that is the information I have for inviting your clients. Oops, I just messed up here. Any questions on inviting your clients, guys? Any questions on inviting your clients? Okay, my computer screen is right behind it. Someone moved it. But anyway, guys, so that is about invitation to your clients. Has anyone invited a client to the app on this app at all? Anyone at all? Okay, I don't think so. Okay, so this is the first time many of you are here. Oh, you have, Kim. That's awesome. That's great to know. I hope that was informative and maybe shed some more light. But if you have, that's awesome. That is amazing. I did not know that. How did you find it? Was it easy to invite? Did you know all the other things that we talked about? Kim? Very easy. Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Okay, well, now that we know how to invite clients, obviously, in my other classes, I'm going to teach about how to manage your clients, etc. So now that we have that, the app walks you through it. Exactly. The app has been, especially when you're using it for the first time, the app literally walks you through the process, and it really, you can see all your information. Okay. The next thing we're going to do a search. So we're going to go to the Homes tab, and then I'm going to show you a little bit about the Homes tab, and we're going to do a basic search. Now, the first time you land on this page, it is going to be on this tab. It's going to be a split screen. The map portion on the top and the view of the properties on a list format of the properties on your map. So you can scroll right up to view all the properties on your map. You can swipe right to view the insides of the property, which is so cool. Sometimes you just want to do that, right? You just want a little preview before you go into the MLS, into that listing itself. So it's nice to see, you like it. If you like something for your client, you're just going to tap on that star, and you're going to save that property in your favorites. And I'm going to show you where that favorites is in the Me tab. Okay. Once you have done that, you can actually scroll all the way up and then tap anywhere on the map, and that is going to open up the map. Okay. Once you've opened up the map, it's going to show you all these pins. Now we're going to talk about the navigation on the map, on the app. It's really very simple. The top bar is the search bar. It's a very powerful search bar. You can actually search by city, any address, school name, a zip code, and an MLS. So you can use that. You can add up to 5 different areas, okay? That is really easy to do. Underneath that, you'll see your saved searches and then your recently viewed properties. So all of that is going to be in a row on the bottom. I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to go back the map. Underneath the search bar, you'll see 3 tabs. Now remember, your clients will not have the All Homes tab. That is where we're going to do all your prospecting, okay? So I'm going to tap on the for sale. You can see all these properties right here. Then I'm going to tap on the for rent, and that's going to show you all the rentals with the amounts of the, rentals. And then this is the All Homes tab. It has these blue dots, and we'll go into it in the prospecting class. Next to it is the sorting function. So on any of these tabs, you can sort the properties according to the date and all the other criteria. And then the filter is what we are going to use today to do that basic search. Okay, so we're going to do a search and based on these different filters. Now, remember one thing. Let's say you were here, you use the app for a few, and let's say you forgot that you had the beds, applied as two, and you come to map. Now, how do you know that a filter is chosen? Your map is not actually a clean search. You know that because you see a number 1 here. So depending on how many filters you had on, and maybe you've forgotten, it's very easy to see that you have chosen a filter and very easy to reset that. So first, let's go ahead and tap on that filter back again. And then once you do that, you're going to see that there is a dot next to the filter that we have chosen. You're going to go ahead and reset and watch that disappear. Okay, there you go. And then you're going to apply. This way, you have a clean map and all the properties are in sight. Okay, and then here you have right here on the very top right is the snapping function. So this is, you can see my computer right now, but this is you actually point out to a house, and you can get all of the MLS information for any house, whether it is off market or whether it's on the market. So that's a really great function. It's called Snap, home snapping, Homesnap. So that's really, really pretty cool. It's good. We're just going on that word snap. Then underneath that, you're going to see Save Search. Okay. Let's talk about these icons over here before we go into that search. You can actually search by commute time. You can search by draw. You can, if you are in an area, maybe you don't know the area really well, and you're in a brand new area, you're just going to tap on that near me button. Your clients are sitting in the car, you are sitting behind, and in your own car, and you just snap and say, I just want to see what other homes are available, because this home, they don't like it. Right. So it's really easy to view that. And you're getting all that MLS information. You're getting all the, whether there's an open house, who to call, when in terms of the showing, etc. So that is going to be really useful. Now, the layers button is really pretty cool. There are 2 tabs here. One is a satellite. It's pretty easy to see, but I do want to show you this to you. I usually show that in the other class, but I'm going to go ahead and tap the school or the graduation tab. And as you can see that you'll notice the schools in this area will show up in a blue graduation cap or blue pins. And we haven't talked about the different colored pins, so we'll get into that in just a second. But I did want to show you this because as a new agent, as a person who may not have kids in school, if you're a real estate agent, or maybe you do and you don't know all the high schools, right? So it's really easy to view the schools in any area by just tapping on that layers icon and then tapping on that schools. And then you can literally tap on the graduation cap like I'm doing right now, and I can learn about that school. So I'm going to tap on Washington Elementary. It's a 10 on 10 school. We get this information from greatschools.org. You can literally take this information to your clients and say, you know what, I have the number for the school that you were looking at. Here, I'm going to copy it to clipboard. I'm going to send it to you. Now, remember, your clients also have the same feature. So if you even show that to them, I have my husband showed it to his client, and she was so overjoyed. She's like, I don't have to ever go and see whether this home, which school this home belongs to, because it's that easy. And then you have all the other information right here about that school. You can tap done once you're done viewing the information. It's a great way to understand the app, understand which schools are around. So I really wanted to show you that. Go ahead and tap on that layers button and schools, and that the layer will disappear. Okay. And this is really easy. This icon right here, which is the list icon, I use it all the time. I use it to search for homes. And then actually view all the homes in a list format. Okay. Now let's search for a home for my client Fred. Okay. He said he wants to do, actually, I'm going to search by school name, because there is a school right here called Monte Vista High. And it's a very good school. And my client says, you know what, I really want to just send my kid to this Monte Vista High. I'm moving from New York. I've heard it's a great school. I want to make sure that that particular home is zoned to that school. So I'm going to go ahead and put that name first. And you'll see that under schools. I'm going to tap right here, and it's going to go back the map, and it's going to show me just the homes that are zoned to that school. Now, remember, it's not a school school zone. It's not a school district. It's the name of the school. And again, in order to find the name, you can do this layers icon. Okay. Now, once you have the schools done and once you have the school put in, you have the zone, you're going to tap on filter and then use your criteria because your client really wants, a bedroom, a 2 bedroom, 2 bath condo, maybe. I'm going to tap on a property type. I'm going to choose condos and townhouses for this particular search. And now, guys, I want to teach you a good trick. We're going to tap on filters back again instead of seeing results to make sure that you have chosen all the filters you need for this search. Now, remember, all of the filters are there for you to learn and understand what those filters are. The common ones are on the top, the uncommon ones are on the bottom. Like for example, if your client wanted a fireplace, where do you find that? I don't see fireplace. I see waterfront, I see pool, but it is under additional amenities. There is hardwood floors, fireplace, outdoor space. So again, make sure you learn all these filters so you can get information about this particular, you learn a little bit more so you get the home that your client is actually searching for. So now once you have that information, I'm going to tap on apply. It's going to narrow down the number of properties right here. You can see there's hardly any, in that criteria that they want. But again, I'm not going to go ahead and tap on these different, pins because it's going to take me a long time. What am I going to do? I'm going to tap on that list icon. And then this is going to give me just the homes that are within this search area with this criteria, and then I'm going to be able to view these homes. So again, I see townhouses which have at least 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and again they are right here. Again, this is the one I starred earlier, and now I want to send it to my client. Okay, so I'm going to tap on this property. It's going to take me to the property itself. Okay, so again, the most important thing is if you teach your client to use the app like I've showed you, and in my class, which is number 2, it's called Elevate Your Client's Experience. That's a really good class to come to. We go into depth of all messaging and how to share this app with your client. But today I just want to quickly show you how to send a home to one of your clients. Okay, let's say we've connected with Fred. He is my client. He accepted the invite. And now I found a home for him in his criteria. And I'm going to message this home. Now, one thing I do want to share with you that you want to be that agent that actually gives your client that curated experience. You guys are all top agents here in this class, and you want to make sure that you are not sending an email from the MLS with 10 properties, 12 properties. Let me ask you, if you were busy trying to move from New York to California or wherever it is your clients are, you don't have time to look through all the properties. You're going to say to ask a client, agent, you know what? Can you do the homework? Can you send me a 2 or 3 really good properties that I only have so much time. I just want to go and see those properties, because you don't want their heads to spin, right? So you want to be that curated agent. You cannot send a search within the app. You can send a property. And again, that second class really highlights as to why, okay? But now let's say you're on this property, you're going to watch this bar right here on the bottom where all these navigation, tabs are. And on the iPhone, you're going to have to scroll a little bit up in order to bring up that messaging bar. In the Android version, you do have a bar right here with a pencil icon, which you can just message. So watch this area really well. I'm going to scroll up and you'll notice that there is a little bar that appears with the picture of the property, the address, and 3 icons. This one is the messaging icon, which we're going to use. This is the star, which we just started the property. And now if I message it, it's pretty easy. I'm going to bring up Fred. I'm going to just type his name. And you'll see, I had a couple of conversations with Fred. I've had a one-on-one conversation with Fred. I've had a conversation with me and my other self. And then this is just your client. You actually can choose either or, okay? When you choose this one, you can add more people. But I'm going to go ahead and show you just the first one. I've had a conversation. I've been sending him homes. And right here on the bottom, you don't have to remember the address. You've seen the property, you've vetted the property, you know that it's available. And now all you're going to do is just tap on that property and that message icon. The property is already preloaded here. You can actually on the bottom, say whatever it is you want. Home today. Let's see this home today, and then go ahead and send it. That's how easy it is to send the properties within the app, and they're all right there in the app to see. Again, we're not going to go into detail of the messaging, but that is how you are able to send a property to your client. So that is how the buyer's agents are really going to be helping their clients using this app, using the information that they have. Any questions on the buyer's agent side, guys? Any questions? Okay. Now to understand how to where to see your client's activity, let's say they have saved that particular property. We're going to go to the newsfeed, and in the newsfeed, if you notice that maybe there is a property that got starred, you will get any information with your clients. When their client is connected with the properties that they have favorited. That is really important. And as soon as you see that in your news activity, you can connect with them. And then you'll see also the market updates of your, 3 zip codes. There are also Homesnap updates. There's also news articles by Housing Wire. So any Inman articles that come out, all that information is right here. So it's really very productive because you're not wasting time just scrolling on TikTok, which I do. And then you're really getting to know the business and learning more about your market, learning more about your activity from your clients. That is really your newsfeed. So that is what you're going to be able to see. And then if you have favorited some of the properties, you can see that in the Me tab. So let's go to the Me tab. Underneath My Stories, you'll see favorites. So once you start favoriting your homes, you'll see them here. When you tap on See All Favorites, you'll notice that there are 3 tabs. One is Homes, People, and then Agents. As this loads, let's go ahead and let it load. But on the homes, you're going to see all the properties that you just favorited. So this one we just favorited, and these are all the properties. So you don't have to write them down. You can just tap that star, and you can always go back to those favorites. You can edit these favorites later on. Okay, so that is where you can see all your favorites. The next thing we're going to do, guys, is for my listing agents here, okay? Because I know that all of you are rising stars and you want to get your lead pipeline filled up, okay? So the most important thing that I'm going to show you today is how to get that information, how to get that most likely to list homes, and then we're going to find a homeowner, and then we are going to do a quick CMA. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Homes tab. And remember what I said, that on the Homes tab, there is this tab which your clients will not be able to see. So I'm going to go ahead and tap the map portion to open up the map. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear these filters. You don't have to, but I just like to start off fresh, reset, and apply. I'm going to tap on the search bar, and then I'm going to clear this. So you can see I've only used one criteria. Okay. It's there I can, like it says, I can put in a couple of zip codes, maybe another school or address, but I'm going to go ahead and clear this. And now I have a clear map. Now we are zoomed out and therefore we cannot see the pins. Before we go into the All Homes tab, I don't want to share that with you. I'm going to go ahead and tap one of those numbers. It's going to bring me closer to the all the properties and the pins. Okay. Now the pins are really easy to understand. All the green pins are the active properties. They could be, any kind of property. And then the purple pins are any kind of property that have an open house. If you see a pin with an orange color, that is a property that is under contract. If you see a pin that is yellow, I know that Milpitas has yellow pins right here. Let's check that out. And you can see all the yellow pins are the coming soon properties. Okay, so like this one right here is a coming soon property. So you tap on that, it'll say coming soon. Again, there's a little bar right here which shows you all the indications of what that property is all about. Now, another thing I do want to share with you is that if you see a property with a grid icon, you see this one right here? This has a grid or a window. That means it's a multi-unit or a condo. So it's really easy to visualize. It could be a multi-unit, which would be purple. That means that has an open house. Okay. So it's really easy to visualize your map and see what's going on in a very nice way. So you can see so many open houses. I can see condos mostly on this side and mostly the other ones are houses. Now let's go to the all homes tab. This is where you're going to be doing all the prospecting. And I'm literally going to cover just a few basic things that are going to be really high, that are going to highlight why you as a listing agent should use this app in terms of getting your productivity up, get some hot leads. Now, the way to utilize this map is you're going to see we are zoomed out right now. If I tap on any of these, these blue circles, you're going to be able to go back to the pins and the dots. So all these properties right here, the dots are off-market properties. Again, this is an open house. The red ones are the properties that have been sold in the last 365 days. So I'm right here zoned into Morse Park. And here I see on this left side is the heat maps icon. Now, again, I go into detail about all on how to prospect. We go talk about areas of prospecting. But the most important thing that I do want to show you is tap on this heat maps. Now, heat maps is a way to visualize all this data. For example, if you want to visualize homes that have just come on the market, for example, on MLS status, you'll see how it all get colored up. It's got expired, canceled. I mean, we haven't seen expired and canceled in a long time, right? In this crazy market, but you'll see expired, canceled, withdrawn. So if you want to see homes color coded that way, that's what Homesnap does. Now, our very own Homesnap proprietary algorithm is likelihood to list. Okay, that means these are the homes that have been gone through, data crunch, and they are Homesnap is giving you the homes that are most likely to list, and least likely to list in this area. So you can see right here, I just go to the orange homes. The orange homes are the ones I want to go to, because those are the ones that are going to list in the next 12 months. So I want you guys to use this heat map and then uncheck the ones that are most, these are the cold leads, warm leads. I want the hot leads. And then I'm going to tap on apply. Now, these are all the homes in this area that are going to most likely to sell in the next 12 months. Now, from here, you can tap that list and start prospecting. Okay, you can go into that property. You can view who the owner is. Once you get the property owner, you can get the information about that person and start contacting them. And if we have a phone number, if we have an email address, that is going to be all here. Okay. So for example, let's look at this one. You're going to go all the way down to on this listing. Again, remember, it is off market. It's on the most likely to list list. And then you're going to go under agent actions, past likelihood to list, and we're going to go to current ownership. You will see a blue, link, and then we're going to go into that, and you'll see we have information. Now, if you have a Pro Plus membership, I don't know whether any of you have a Pro Plus membership, you get more demographic data about that person. In order to save that person, you're going to tap on that star. And again, like you saw, we could favorite homes, we could favorite people, we could favorite agents. Okay, so that is what I wanted to show you. You're going to go back. And again, the same thing you're going to do with every other property to make sure that you have information about that person. Okay, so now that you have information about a person, I want to show you. This is the least likely. So there we go. We can go to this one. For this particular property, I do have a property that I was going to show that to you. It's 891 Sunlight Drive. There we go, in Santa Clara. Here we go. And here we go. It is on the most likely to list. It's likely to list. I'm going to go ahead and tap on that property, okay, into that picture. So it's going to take me to that property. The next thing I want to do is I want to find the owner information. Okay, So I want to give you a tip that I give you in that class. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to property history, because you want to see who is going to be on that table signing those forms with me or sending those forms in DocuSign, and who do I need to contact? Who are the owners? You don't have to wait for anyone. You just go to the deed part of it on the property history, find out who that buyer was from the last time. That's going to be your seller. You're going to go to current ownership, and then you're going to tap on the owner's name. I've already started this homeowner. I'm going to go ahead and I can see a phone number here. I can see an email address here. I'm going to put this in my CRM. But now that I have this information, I'm going to write this in this email down. I'm going to go back to the property. Why? Because now I want to send a CMA. So let's say you call that your client, you've had that conversation, they're so excited. They're like, oh my God, how did you know? I was thinking of selling this home in the next 12 months. Because they were on the list. Remember, so if you are targeting these properties on Homesnap, make sure you are looking at the likelihood to list heat map. You are checking off just the most likely, and then actually going through each and every property and prospecting. That's how you're going to build your listing business, guys. You know, and if somebody had taught me this, I didn't have to pay what's that, land voice. I would pay $899 a year just to get expireds and FISPOs, right? So I mean, you literally are not spending any money. We're doing the algorithm for you, and you're getting that list. And if you do it consistently, guys, every single week, spend 5 minutes prospecting and 5 minutes even doing what I show you, like half of what I show you today, you know, because in my prospecting class, we go through NetSheet Calculator, we go through prospecting and everything. So I'm going to show you now. One thing I do want to share with you is if you had any conversations about any property, it's going to show up here on that property, which is pretty cool. Okay. So now let's do a CMA. Let's say you connect with your client, your client's really excited, to come and meet you. You're saying, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I am going to drop by a PDF of a comparative market analysis for your house. You'll get to understand what your house is worth, looking at all the properties that are for sale, as well as that has sold. Okay, and how do you create that? All you're going to do is go on that off-market property. You're going to go under agent actions. You're going to tap on send a rapid CMA. And then you're going to just do 2 clicks. Okay, and you're going to go through the current properties on sale, and then the properties that have been sold. Okay, and once you've done that, you're going to use your expertise. So along with Homesnap's recommendations of the properties for sale, you're going to do when you are writing that little blurb that I'll show you where you write it. Make sure you write all the relevant information that is currently in the market. Okay, so how do you make that CMA? Really easy. I know a lot of times we're always wanting to find easy ways to do stuff, right? So let's go ahead and make the CMA. Make sure you check all this information. You're going to tap on next step. Homesnap is going to suggest approximately 12 different listings around the same area with the same criteria. Okay, so if we go back, you'll see this is a 3-1. Okay, so that's important. I'm going to do next step. And you want to make sure that you're choosing homes, one, that are close to the property, right, in proximity. And secondly, you want to choose a property that has the same beds and baths. So let's tap on the first property and let's see whether this is a 3-1. This is a 3-1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this one. It is quite close. It's 0.9 miles away. This is 1.2. Let's see anyone that's closer. This is 0.4 miles away. You want it to be close. You're going to tap on that property. That's a 3-1. That's awesome. You're going to go ahead, good match, select listing. I'm going to select that listing. Again, we're going to go down and see 0.5 miles away. And let's check. This is 1.5, not too bad. We can definitely select this one. You're going to say select this one. So again, now you have chosen 3 different properties that are for sale. We're going to tap on next step. And then Homesnap is going to do the same thing with listings that have been currently sold. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Make sure these properties actually match your properties. They're close by to your particular home. And then that brings you to the properties that you've chosen. So the Homesnap does do the homework and kind of give you the properties that are close to your property. Okay. Then we're going to tap on next step. Now, this is where I want you to use that personalization. Okay. What you think about them. So I would give you, I would first, I have a really simple thing that I have here for you to see, but I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the market. I want you to think about who your client is and say, you can put all that information here and then put in his or her email address, or you can even put yours. And once you actually tap on create, you fill in that information, it's automatically gone to your client's email. You don't have to set up a new email. You don't have to open up your email client and just not do anything. You're just going to tap on create, and Homesnap is going to create a 35 to 50 page CMA for you. And we'll take a look at that in just a second. It's that easy. Imagine if you are sitting down, maybe you're watching Netflix, maybe you're tired, you're like, it's 1 o'clock in the night. I do things at 1 o'clock in the night sometimes. I'm like, okay, I want to create my books now. I'm going to work on that, right? So it's really easy to do. Come in here, look for the most likely to list homes, choose one, create that CMA, maybe send it to yourself, okay? And then imagine if your client is getting this. There are so many people doing so many things. They are doing those postcards, they are reaching out, but what does your client really want? Your client wants to see, these are the homes that have sold in my neighborhood. These are the homes that are for sale, and I'm most likely to get so much for this particular home, for my home. That is what they want. They don't want anything to do with, I'm a great agent, I've sold so many homes. They don't care about that, what you've done. What can you do for me? That's what they're asking. And this is exactly what they're looking for. They will get this CMA prepared in a few seconds. They have the picture of their home, your branding, the information about the report, their home, a map of the homes that we chose, then the comparisons with the sales, comparisons with the solds, and then each property in detail, from the pictures to everything about that home. So I'm going to tell you that if you have not been using a CMA done through Homesnap, it's time. It's time to pick up that phone, time to pick up the app, and then just start creating a CMA. Imagine if you're sending this to your client, to a prospective client, you've talked to them, you can even print it out and send it to them or drop it off with maybe a cover letter, some marketing information about you, like what can you do to sell the house, and then the CMA. It's going to be so impressive. And then all your information that you've written is going to be here, and you will get an estimate of the home price. So it's that simple, guys. That is how you can create a CMA. So you can say done, you can view the CMA, you can send it in a message. It's really easy. So that is what I have for you guys. That is the information. I thought I'd give you an overview of what you can expect as a buyer's agent, what you can expect as a listing agent in your listing business, because we do both, right? We are agents and we try to get as much information as we want for our business and are able to grow our business. Okay, so that is really important. Now, before we go into questions, I do want to show you how you can come to my other webinars. So I'm going to show it to you either on the over here or also on the Pro Agents tab. So if I tap on the Pro Agents tab, you'll see on the very bottom, there is the Homesnap Pro University. And then once you are here, you want to go to the yellow section. But let me show it to you on the university page itself. So I'm going to go here. You want to definitely tap on the yellow. And once you are here on the yellow, I'm going to show these to you on the big screen. Okay. There are upcoming live trainings every single week. On demand trainings, you can watch those at any time. You can contact me for a 15-minute phone call, and then there are printable resources. But let's take a look at the university page on the web. Okay, let me bring it up here. Right here, that's the university page. Okay, so once you are here, you're going to go again to that yellow region, and then you're going to come to this page. So you're going to click on upcoming training. Okay, and you'll see that I have trainings on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I have a special training for you guys like today. And then what I have here is on Mondays, I do the 3 webinars that are most important to you. Homesnap 101, actually, I go into much detail in that, and I've just literally covered the surface. This is Elevate Your Clients, and then this is Experience, and that is Building Your Listing Business, and that is the prospecting class. So if you want to attend all 3 of them in one day, that's fine, or you can attend them every Monday. So maybe one Monday, the Homesnap 101, next Monday, the Elevate, and then the third Monday could be your build this listing business. It's very easy to do. You're going to click on this, and you're going to click on this blue link. It's going to take you to the registration page, and you're just going to be able to choose what dates you want to come. Many of my clients, many of our agents are coming to 1 or 2 webinars, just to come and see live. Because when we do things live, you can, actually I can answer questions that you have for me, okay? So once you have done that, you can do that. Next, we can go back to the university page, and you can look at all the on-demand trainings. Now here I have the 4 classes, which is the Homesnap 101, Elevate Your Clients Experience, Build Your Listing Business, and the Homesnap Showings. Those 4 classes are all put together so that you can understand the app really well and start using it. These 2 are for the Pro Plus agents. So if you do have Pro Plus, you can definitely watch this. I have seen many agents do not even know what they have. They don't know that they have an IDX website. You don't have to pay for hosting. It's all done within your Pro Plus subscription. So that is what I have for you. The next thing is you can actually go to contact me, and then take a, maybe do a 15-minute phone call. You do have to make an appointment to call because I have so many of you from all over the country. So you can see what I have available. Usually Thursdays and Fridays, I keep it open so that anyone can call me and make that appointment with me. Okay. So that is what I wanted to kind of share with you. Let's go back to our class and let's look at questions. Anyone have any questions? You can put that in the chat. I see here. How much does the pro agent cost? So what I showed you today, Kim, is everything to do with the pro, which has a yellow pro label. It literally costs nothing. It's $0. Okay. So does that answer your questions? The pro agent cost. Now the Pro Plus is a subscription. It's a yearly subscription. It's, I think, $5.99 a year. But again, they're always running specials. You should definitely click on if it says Pro Plus. You can. I don't know anything about sales, so then they'll be able to do that. What's the story? What's the story do? Got it. The story is very awesome because if you look right here, let me go ahead and go say done. You can actually tap on the Me tab. And these are stories right here, right, Rachel? And you can actually, so these are like reels on Instagram and Facebook. So you can actually make a 30-second video like a TikTok and then put some music in there. And there are things that you can add there. We've got little things got sold or brand new listing and little icons that you can use. And you can also do a story on who you are. You can say, hey, do a selfie or have someone take a video of you. And do a 60-second little infomercial about you, and then that's going to stay on your page. And maybe a listing that you've had, maybe an open house. They don't go away like like stories. They're actually reels, I would say. Okay, hope that makes sense. Hey guys, I'm going to let you go, and thank you so much for joining me in today's webinar. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you again at any time on my on my classes. I wish you the very best of success in your business. And again, welcome to Homesnap. Welcome to my webinars, and welcome and have a great day. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Bye now.